In this session, I am going to explain about heat exchanger analysis. Now coming to overview of this session, first I will explain about heat exchanger analysis, then general considerations, assumptions of LMTD method, derivation of LMTD equation in that parallel flow heat exchanger and counter flow heat exchanger. In heat exchanger analysis, there are two types. First one, log mean temperature difference method, that is LMTD method, and second one, effectiveness NTU, number of transfer units method. Before going to the derivation of LMTD equation, some general considerations we have to consider. According to the first law of thermodynamics, the energy lost by the hot fluid is equal to energy gained by the cold fluid. The rate of heat transfer by the hot fluid is given by Q is equal to m dot h Cph Thi minus Th0. The rate of heat transfer to the cold fluid is given by Q is equal to m dot C Cpc Tc0 minus Tci. M dot will be the mass flow rate in kg per second, Cp is the specific heat of the fluid in joule per kg Kelvin, T is the temperature in degree Celsius, suffix H stands for hot fluid, C stands for cold fluid, I for inlet condition, O for outlet condition. Sometime instead of this we will use 1 and 2 as notation. Total heat transfer rate between the hot fluid and cold fluids also calculated with the help of overall heat transfer equation, that is Q is equal to UA delta T Lm. U is the overall heat transfer coefficient, A is the surface area for the heat exchange, delta T Lm is the log mean temperature difference. Now we will see the derivation part of LMTD. Before going into the LMTD derivation, some assumptions we have to state. First one, the overall heat transfer coefficient U is constant. The mass flow rate of each fluid remains constant. The fluid properties like temperature, velocity, etc. at inlet and outlet also remain unchanged. The change in kinetic energy, potential energy, specific heat and conduction along the length are negligible. The outer surface of outer tube of heat exchanger is well insulated and it does not allow any heat transfer to the surroundings. Therefore, heat transfer occurs between hot and cold fluids only. No fluid is undergoing phase change within the heat exchanger. With this assumption, we will start the derivation of LMTD for parallel flow heat exchanger. Before going into the derivation part, please draw this diagram of temperature distribution for parallel flow heat exchanger so that you can easily understand this derivation. Here if you see, in this the hot fluid and cold fluid will flow in the same direction. Hot fluid TH1 to TH2, cold fluid TC1 to TC2. Both will flow in the same direction. That is parallel flow. Hot fluid inlet temperature is TH1, outlet temperature is TH2. Cold fluid inlet temperature is TC1, cold fluid outlet temperature is TC2. For the derivation part, we will consider small elemental area dA. That means small portion of this heat exchanger is considered. That area is considered as a dA, elemental area. For that, rate of heat transfer will be delta Q. Temperature difference will be delta T, nothing but Th minus Tc. For the small elemental area, the temperature difference between these 2 points, that means in the hot fluid area, that is minus dTh, because along the length of the heat exchanger, hot fluid is losing its temperature. But in the case of cold fluid, it gains heat energy, that means temperature is increasing along the length of the heat exchanger. heat transfer takes place in this direction. If you observe the direction here, it is in positive x-axis. Temperature is increasing, that is why dTc. It is minus dTh. Negative sign is because of temperature of the hot fluid goes on decreasing along the length of the heat exchanger. Then m dot h and m dot c will be the mass flow rate of hot fluid and cold fluid. Delta T1 will be the temperature difference of the inlet side. Delta T2 will be the temperature difference of the outlet side. Heat transfer rate between the hot and cold fluid is given by Q is equal to U into area in delta T. It is from the overall heat transfer concept equation. Total heat transfer rate is given by Q is equal to UA delta T. Now, we will consider an elemental area dA of the heat exchanger, then applying the energy balance. That means first law of thermodynamics. Energy lost by the hot fluid or energy given up by the hot fluid is equal to energy gained by the cold fluid. Just you have to apply energy balance equation for hot fluid and cold fluid. That is nothing but dq is equal to minus mhcph dth is equal to mc cpc dtc. Negative sign, I have already explained, negative sign because of hot fluid is losing its temperature along the length of the heat exchanger. Now dq is equal to, for the elemental area dA, just you have to write this equation for dq now. A becomes dA because elemental area is dA. For the elemental area dA, the temperature difference is Th minus Tc. So dq is equal to now U into Th minus Tc into dA. From this equation, if you write dTh and dTc separately, dTh is dq divided by mh minus cph with the negative sign. dTc is equal to dq divided by mc into cpc. mh and mc are the mass flow rates of hot and cold fluids. cph and cpc are the specific heats of hot and cold fluids. dTh minus dTc, from this equation we can write d of Th minus Tc equal to minus dq into 1 by mh cph plus 1 by mc cpc. d of Th minus Tc, just simplification of this step, and they have substituted the value of dq from here. That's it, this equation. They have substituted this dq value from here. The equation becomes d of Th minus Tc is equal to minus u into Th minus Tc into dA into this part. Now they have replaced and rewritten this equation. D of Th minus Tc divided by Th minus Tc is equal to minus u into 1 by mh cph plus 1 by mc cpc into dA. Now we have to integrate, because for the small elemental area just now we did the analysis, but for the whole heat exchanger we have to integrate between inlet and outlet heat exchanger. That is ln of Th2 minus Tc2 divided by Th1 minus Tc1 is equal to minus ua 1 by mh cph plus 1 by mc cpc. Now considering the total heat transfer rate for the entire heat exchanger, we have mh cph. From this equation already we have written. From this equation, if you see, mh cph is what? Q divided by Th1 minus Th2 for the whole heat exchanger. It is for the elemental area. For the whole heat exchanger, Tq becomes Q. Okay, dTh becomes Th1 minus Th2. Negative sign they have used. Actually dTh means Th2 minus Th1. Negative sign they have implemented here and rewritten the equation as Th1 minus Th2. Similarly for MCCPC. Now we have to substitute from this equation. What is the value of 1 by mh cph from this equation? They have substituted here. What is the value of 1 by mc into cpc? From this equation they have substituted here. Now if you see, Q is equal to UA Th2 minus Tc2 minus Th1 minus Tc1 is divided by ln of Th1 minus Tc2 divided by Th1 minus Tc1. This is a simplification of the above step. just they have substituted Q is equal to UA into TH2 minus TC2 minus TH1 minus TC1 divided by ln of TH2 minus TC2 divided by TH1 minus TC1. This is nothing but what? Just you observe the diagram. TH2 minus TC is nothing but delta T2. TH1 minus TC1 nothing but delta T1 divided by same thing. Finally, they have written this equation. This is called LMTD equation for parallel flow heat exchanger. Why the name LMTD given? Because the mean temperature difference varies in a logarithmic manner. That is why the name given logarithmic mean temperature difference. Now we will see the counterflow heat exchanger LMTD derivation. The concept remains same. Only thing is direction of heat flow. Direction of hot fluid and cold fluids are opposite in direction. Then TH1 and TH2 will be the inlet and outlet temperature of hot fluid. TS1 and TS2 will be the temperature of cold fluid. If you see the direction here, TH1 to TH2 it is. Cold fluid is, if you observe here, TC1 to TC2. It is in opposite in direction. That is why the name given counterflow heat exchanger. Then again, we have to consider small elemental area dA. Heat transfer is delta Q for that. Temperature difference for the elemental area is delta T, that is TH minus TC. Then MH and MC will be the mass flow rate of hot fluid and cold fluid. Now coming to derivation part, we have to consider total heat transfer rate according to the overall heat transfer coefficient equation. Q is equal to UA delta Tm. Now consider the energy balance equation as stated in the parallel flow heat exchanger. Same thing we have to apply here, but only one thing you have to observe here, both will be negative. Both will be negative sign, because if you see along the positive x direction or along the length of the heat exchanger, length varies from here to here. If you see the direction here to here, the temperature goes on decreasing along the length of the heat exchanger. In cold fluid, if you observe along the length of the heat exchanger, temperature is decreasing. That is why the minus sign is introduced for both hot fluid and cold fluid. Then they have written TQ for the elemental area. Heat transfer rate is written U into TH minus TC into dA. Then they have separated DTH and DTC from this equation. Then they have written DTH minus DTC is equal to D of TH minus DTC equal to, in the place of minus DQ they have substituted minus DQ 1 by MHCPH minus OMCCPC. Next, D of TH minus TC, what is DQ? DQ is here, they have substituted here, that's it. After that, D of TH minus TC is equal to minus U into 1 by MHCPH minus 1 by MCCPC into dA. Next, for the whole heat exchanger we have to integrate. The last equation is only for small elemental area dA. For the whole heat exchanger, if you want, we have to integrate from inlet to the outlet of heat exchanger between the condition 1 and 2. That is ln of TH2 minus TC2 divided by TH1 minus TC2. That is equal to minus UA into 1 by MHCPH minus 1 by MCCPC. What is MHCPH and MCCPC? We have to substitute finally 1 by MHCPH value and 1 by MCCPC. That is why they have written from the basic equation what is MHCPH. We know already Q is equal to MHCPH into TH1 minus TH2 for hot fluid. Q for the cold fluid is what? MCCPC into TC2 minus TC1. From this equation, they are extracting 1 by MHCPH and 1 by MCCPC. Then here they have substituted this value. They are substituting here, and finally we got ln of TH2 minus TC1, TH1 minus TC2 is equal to minus U into area divided by Q into, what is this? This is the term 1 by MHCPH and 1 by MCCPC from this equation. These equations they are substituted here. Then Q is equal to minus UA, just they have written minus Q is equal to UA into delta T. What is delta T? TH2 minus TC1 minus, they have replaced Q term from here. Q is equal to what? Q is equal to UA TH2 minus TC1 minus Th1 minus Tc2. They have rearranged the temperature values so that Th2 minus Tc2, Tc1 will be the Th2 minus Tc1 will be the delta T2, Th1 minus Tc2 will be the delta T1 if you observe the diagram. That is why they have rewritten the temperature terms in this manner. So that finally we will get delta Tm is equal to Th2 minus Tc1 minus Th1 minus Tc2 divided by ln of Th2 minus Tc1 divided by Th1 minus Tc2. Now if you compare the LMTD equation, Th2 minus Tc1 minus Th1 minus Tc2 divided by ln of Th2 minus Tc1 divided by Th1 minus Tc2. The delta T is written as LMTD because the mean temperature difference varies as logarithmic manner. That is why name given LMTD. The LMTD for counterflow final equation is delta T2 minus delta T1 divided by ln of delta T2 divided by delta T1. The equation for both parallel flow and counterflow remains same. Delta T2 minus delta T1 divided by ln of delta T2 divided by delta T1. This is the equation for LMTD for both parallel flow as well as counterflow heat exchanger. With this, I will conclude today's session. Thank you. The following references are used for the preparation of these slides.